Hello, everyone. I had a pretty good day yesterday. Ended up winning a few games. Got myself up to an 837 on the ELO. Out of demotion status, but I'm still towards the bottom of the Master 1 division. I'm really trying to do what I can to just stay on top of the game and study. Progress doesn't happen day to day, but it does happen week to week, month to month. And I think as long as there's some consistency with the studying and the playing, I should see myself rise higher in the ELO towards getting a promotion into Champion Division again. For now, I got to rough it out in Master 1, and hopefully I can put some win streaks together and just keep moving upwards. So let's get into it. Okay, got the first duel of the day. Way for good luck. Brazil, Southern Brazil. Ooh, is it Paraguay? Very red soil. Maybe down this way. Yeah, it should just be Paraguay. I don't know why I was thinking longer on that one. Going further east to kind of hedge it on this Misiones province area. I know the soil is very red there. They're going a little bit further north. Okay, I had a pretty good idea there. Small chunk of damage, getting a 1.5x multiplier. US or Canada? No exit. Well, there's your answer. That's Canada. Not sure what region province that is. Very flat. I don't see any insulators. I don't know what flag that is. I can't tell if it's a fort. I think kind of going to go in this like Great Lakes region, this Mississauga area maybe. It's kind of flat. It kind of gives me that kind of vibe. They're going the same area. Okay, and it was actually Saint Pierre and Miquelon. It would have been very risky going out that way. Very difficult. Canada's hard. We got the red. We got an antenna here. These kind of red. Bollards is kind of confusing me right now. I mean, I know you see them in like Hungary a lot. I could see this being Hungary, like landscape-wise. These mountains, not so much. Maybe be up here on the border of Slovakia, maybe. Not sure where the opponent's going yet. They are also going in the same region of Hungary. A little bit further south. Okay, it was way out west near Bratislava. It was in Slovakia. I'm able to do a really small chunk of damage there, but I do get a 2x multiplier. Here we are in Turkey. Awful at region guessing Turkey. I need like an area code or something. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to do the typical center plonk. I see some city names there. I don't know where they are. I'm just going to plonk Ankara here and just hope to centralize it the best I can. I mean, I didn't get any information that I can use to help region guess. They're going a little bit further east, maybe more of a true center plonk. They're going to get that one. Yeah. Big chunk of damage to me there. Turkey's very difficult for me still. Here we are in Nigeria. Do have oil palms. It is pretty flat. More, I would say, tropical. We are going northwest. I'm going to just plonk it down this way. Should be an okay guess. I think they're going closer to Lagos. A little bit further west to where I am now. Okay, had a good one there. Good chunk of damage there. I get a 2.5x multiplier now. Blue car. I think this is probably going to be somewhere in the United States Midwest. Yeah. Northern Missouri. A little bit more trees. Maybe Wisconsin. Yeah, I'm going to plonk like Northern Missouri here. Centralize it maybe in the Midwest someplace. I mean, this is like U.S. Midwest roulette. They're thinking it looks like Texas. I can see that with the Salt and Pepper Road. And hopefully that doesn't come back and bite me. This doesn't look like Texas to me, though. Okay, it was actually in northern Indiana. Really big chunk of damage there going Midwest. You get a 3x multiplier now. This should know this. Very large pole. Not sure where you see that. Kind of looks Bavarian. These little fancy things. I would say this is maybe like Alpine. It could be Turkey. You have some spruce. Really can't remember where you see that thing. That is like actually distinct. I think this might actually be northern Turkey. Salt and pepper roads. A lot of pine. Maybe it's out this way. Wood poles too. Yeah, I'm gonna go push this closer to Georgia. Hopefully that's gonna be okay. Unfortunately, I don't know where I am. Could be like more, yeah, in that Alpine area, Switzerland, France. I think they're gonna actually end up getting this. Unfortunately, yeah, yeah, that was unfortunate. It's gonna kick me out of the game. Good game. So I'm losing there. Minus 16 on the ranking. Yep, there it is, right there. I knew I saw it someplace. I should have just went France. Drops me down into 24th spot again. Oh well. Just gonna do another one. Okay, new opponent, wait for good luck. First I thought India for some reason. Not sure where this is. Got these sheet metal roofs, small cam. Sun is south apparently. And yellow pole paint. I mean, this could be a part of India, maybe. No. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's small cam. I know they updated a lot of the coverage in India. I'm going India. They're going further east. Okay, it was actually way down in Telangana, so I'm able to do a small chunk of damage there. I do get a multiplier. Looks very Asian to me. Black car. I mean, this should just be in Korea. I don't know about that. Maybe Taiwan? No, I don't see any. Yeah, I'm just going to go Korea here. Okay, it was actually just outside of Seoul. Maybe I should have plonked it a little bit further north, but that's okay. They get a 1.5x multiplier. Is this Indonesia? These decorative things. I think this is like Bali then, isn't it? With like all this kind of. decorative stuff. I'm going to go like right here in Bali. They're going to the exact same place. I think I was slightly closer. No, that wasn't. I stand corrected. They're going to get a 2x multiplier on that. Spanish-speaking country. At least to me, it looks Spanish. Check that again. Oh, no, that is Portuguese. Okay, so we're in Brazil. Red soil. Maybe Mato Grosso. I'm not sure. They're going a little bit further east. Okay, and it was a lot further north. I'm actually going to do a small chunk of damage there. I do get a 2x multiplier on it. Surely, I mean, this is with the small cam. I mean, a place like this, I mean, it's got to be like Faroe Islands or Iceland or something, right? I don't see any like bollards. I don't know if the sun is north either. Thatched roof houses? I mean, that looks like super Viking. Like, I could see Vikings living up here. I'm going Faroe Islands. I don't know. We're going to Peru. I just can't. I have no idea. Like, I would not expect Peru to look like that. I mean, I lose. I mean, I'm just dropping in the rankings even more. Starting with a losing streak here. Not good. Not playing too well. And that is, unfortunately, part of the grind, and any grind. Progress can't be linear. Let's get into another one here. Okay, new opponent. Wait for good luck. Looks like small cam, or low cam, I mean. German style bollard. I feel like Switzerland is appropriate. With these bollards and the low cam. They're going in south, or the eastern part of France there. Okay, and it was northern Italy, I think. I'm slightly closer. I am going to get the multiplier going here. Canada. Nova Scotia. I'm going here. I'm going on this island again. They're going Prince Edward. Okay, and it was actually, I guess, the correct island. Excellent. Big chunk of damage there. I get a 2x multiplier. KFC, cool. That is a Stobie pole. This has got to be just like right outside of like Adelaide. I'm going plonk in downtown Adelaide. They're doing the same thing. Okay, and it was slightly north. They're going to do a tiny chunk of damage to me there. Botswana, maybe? The sun is north. Maybe South Africa. Not sure where you see this kind of small cam. They're going South Africa as well. Okay, I had a pretty good guess there, just kind of coincidentally. I mean, things are seemingly just going my way in this game. This is Brazil. Trying to place myself here. At first I wanted to go maybe more inland. I don't see any supports up here. I see some coconut palms. I'm going to hedge it like maybe right here. They're going to do the same thing. Okay, and it was a little bit more inland. Small chunk of damage, yeah. So like I said, I mean, things are just kind of going my way. 3x multiplier here. This is Russia. In which case it's not good news for me. Very large coal train, it looks like. Pretty flat. I can't really get that good of a vibe. I'm plonking like Kazan. I think they're doing the same thing. This person has like the same ideas that I do. Ended up being a great guess. Not complaining at all. Just kind of nickel and diming the opponent here. 3.5x multiplier. This is Namibia, very flat. A little bit more. Maybe just center plonk. I think they probably center plonk. I'm going a little bit further north. Okay, I got that one. A little bit more damage there. 4x multiplier. Just need the finishing blow here. Pocket token. I think this is Indonesia, maybe? They're going Java as well. Okay, yeah. Such goes the game. I mean, that is a good game. Slightly closer there on pretty much every single one. Knocked the opponent out with a guess there in Java. Plus 20, that was a higher rated opponent. Okay, that was good news. So I'm back up to an 826. So, I mean, about as, almost back to where I started. I did have an 837 in one game, just like that. Kind of back in it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get into another duel. Keep it moving here. I want to get a win streak going. I got a new opponent right away. Way for good luck. Here we are. Sugar. Bangladesh, I think, would make a ton of sense here. Yeah, I mean, Bangladesh. Plonk right in the middle of Bangladesh. They're doing the same. Just north of Dhaka. Okay, they're going to get that one. Small chunk of damage. Mongolia. Okay, excellent. I don't like Mongolia. Very green, very flat, heading west. That's heading west. Let's just go here. They're going further east. Okay, so bamboozled myself there with a gigantic chunk of damage. Stubby antenna here. Really red soil. I don't think you get a stubby antenna in Argentina. I mean, I'm kind of inclined to go like Asia someplace. Maybe Colombia. To me, that doesn't look like it's written in a like one of the Asian scripts. Maybe it's like northern Colombia? I mean, he's got this stubby antenna here. was also thinking like Cambodia, but no, they'd have a white car. Thailand, I don't think it's there. I think Colombia is the only one that makes sense. I'm going Colombia. They're going Brazil, probably with the red soil. I would think that was probably the move. Actually, there we go. Okay, well, it's Colombia. Excellent. Huge chunk of damage to this opponent. Happy with that one. 1.5x multiplier. Okay, we got wood poles here. Don't recognize that. This, ooh, okay, that's a very, this is Spain. That looked like probably Catalan. I'm going up here, maybe like an Andorra area. Not necessarily in Andorra, but beautiful looking place, though. I mean, really, really beautiful looking place. They're going further west, okay? It was much closer to where I was. Going to get a good chunk of damage there. 2x multiplier. That reminds me of like Vietnam. I think this is probably going to be like the... I know you get people doing this in Vietnam, like drying the grains out. Otherwise, it looks like we're driving right. It's Thailand. Oh, Sri Lanka. There we go. Good game. Did not recognize Sri Lanka there, unfortunately. Maybe if I saw the car, it would have helped, but fortunate I get knocked out like that. Down to an 8-13. It's just tough to get anything going here on a win streak. Let's get into it. Okay, new opponent here. Wait for good luck. Thailand, for some reason, was the first thing that came to mind. We do have a white car here. Don't really know. Look at Thailand again. They're going Philippines. Okay, and it wasn't in Thailand. Huge chunk of damage here to start this game. This is New Zealand. Got this, what's it called there? Possum Guard. Why do I feel like you see that more on the South Island? Maybe a little bit further south. I'm gonna go here. Southern part of, oh, it was a little bit further north. They got that one. Got the island correct. I should have just center plonked it. Not gonna do too much damage to me though. It's gotta be like way up in like Chile or Peru. Right? I mean, it's gotta be like way up in like the Andes. With the black car. Would not like to live in a place like this. That's for sure. They're going Peru as well. Okay, and it was actually just north of Lima. Wow. Okay, it looked very remote. Okay, South Africa here. Stubby antenna. Which are mountains, a little bit more lush. I'm going to hedge this one maybe on the, probably coastal. I'm going to go a little bit further south. Hopefully that's not going to do too much damage to me. I know that I don't have a good guess here. I keep telling myself to study South Africa, and I just never do. They're going New Zealand. Yeah, okay, and it was a pretty good game. Was not expecting the opponent to go New Zealand on that information. Plus 12, okay, so they were an inferior opponent. Back to an 825. Okay, not too bad. I'll take the victory there. Back to an 825. Gonna go ahead and get into another game. Okay, new opponent here. Wait for good luck. Cactuses, stubby antenna. Sun is straight north. Should be straight north. I don't want to get faked out on that because this could be Mexico. I mean, it also could be. Do you get the stubby antenna in? Maybe it's Peru. Chile. I don't think this is Brazil. I mean, if it was Mexico, I feel like the sun would be like over here, but it's like straight ahead. I just don't feel comfortable that this is South America. I'm switching it to Mexico last second here. I shouldn't have done that. It was actually northern Colombia. Okay, I was not expecting the cacti to be in northern part of Colombia. Big chunk of damage to me to start the game, though. Here we are in Ukraine. Very sunny, heading directly south. That road looks like it makes sense. Could be any of them. Really what I should do is just center plonk Ukraine here, but I'm not going to. They find the same road. It was a little bit further west. They're going to do a small chunk of damage to me. Okay, so it's not looking good for me this game. Already off to a pretty bad start. Oh, we got the flag. I think you see that in like Bulgaria or Romania. I think it's more of a Bulgarian thing. I'm going to go here in this kind of mountain range area. They're going to go Romania, and they're going to get that one. That's unfortunate. Okay, they got a 2.5x multiplier and full health. This is Malaysia. Looks much more developed than anything here. I think the yellow sign like that, it was like a Johor thing. Hopefully it's not just outside of like Kuala Lumpur. They're thinking it's over here on Sabah, unless I perhaps missed something. They are going outside of Kuala Lumpur. I was going outside of Johor and that yellow sign. Wow, okay, it was actually out on the island of Borneo. I'm going to do a small chunk of damage to the opponent on the information, though. Okay, here we are. What is that? That looks super Japanese to me for some reason. Maybe the Philippines. I don't really know. Maybe it is the Philippines. They're going to Mexico. It was Taiwan. Okay, cool. Huge chunk of damage. I went to Philippines on that. South Japan, I think probably would have did a little bit more damage. Here we are in South Africa again. Or no, this is Uruguay. A very sunny Uruguay. I'm heading almost directly north. I mean, I guess any of these roads work, so I'm just going to plonk down here. They're going the same place. Okay, and it was actually up on the border of Argentina there. Small chunk of damage. 2.5x multiplier. Battling here, 7 rounds. Here we are in Europe. Looks like a Spanish stop sign. I think it's going to be Spain. I think they were going north. A little bit more north of where I am. Salamanca, Spain area. Kind of hedging it more to the east. Okay, they're just going to center plonk it just like I am. Slightly to the south. Plonking all over the place. Okay, and it was actually way northeast. Good chunk of damage there. I do get a 3x multiplier. Still anybody's game. Big multipliers stacking up here. India. Don't recognize that pole top. Do recognize this truck, and I do think you get this more in the north. I'm going like this Jaipur area. It is pretty flat. I mean, they're thinking the same thing. They're going Jaipur as well. Much further south. That's unfortunate. It's going to do a good chunk of damage to me to give them a 3x multiplier now. Europe, fireweed. Antenna. No other information to go on. Germany, maybe one of the Baltics. I'm not sure. They're going to go Poland. It was one of the Baltics. Not to do so. Not going to knock me out of the game, though. Perfect look hair salon. Do have this crap cam. Hindi all over. It looks wealthier. Like, I don't want to, maybe it's like Mumbai. I don't want to go too far south because that's script on this sign. Where was it? It doesn't look like one of the South Indian. I mean, it might be Marathi. Maybe Mumbai. It looks like a pretty wealthy part of India, if anything. I think they're thinking the same thing. Let's see where that ends up being. It's way north. It was actually going to kick me out of the game. It was Uttar Pradesh. Or no, it was Uttarakhand. Minus 13. That is unfortunate. I'm just going to have to accept that right now. I've already been going on pretty long here. I'm going to shut it down now, though. Just can't get a win streak going at all. 8 wins out of 19 games, 8-12. Might get demoted, but it just wasn't my day today. I'm trying to put something together. I'm playing well where I can, but sometimes you just can't get it going. So I'll shut it down now, and I'll be back with the next one.